Hey everyone, this is Ryan Jeske with the Prescott Caliber Club. Today we are out the prairie again, another beautiful day, and we're talking about a beautiful firearm, my CZ Bren 2Ms in 7.62x39. This is one hell of a gun. Let's go talk about it. Yeehaw. What we are working on here today is one of the firearms that we have on hand right now, and this is a CZ Bren 2Ms. And where this came from was an early import batch that was brought into the United States a couple of years ago now, when everybody was waiting for the Bren 2 to be released. These things snuck their way in as pistols, and now what we've got here, of course, with all the modern parts, we're able to get 922 compliant, we can SBR them and all those types of things. So there's different variations, but the one thing that's really special about this gun over some of the others is that it came from that early batch of firearms. The early batch was said from CZ to be a military overrun, essentially, which means that these were set up to be military firearms for some contract that ended up not being fulfilled for whatever reason, whether that's not enough money or, you know, whatever that was. And they ended up taking apart whatever couldn't be sent as, you know, of course, machine guns, things like that, but the rest of the gun they sent. So these are very collectible. I have a couple of these firearms. I have more than a couple of them. And in the years to come, these things are going to be extremely collectible, especially compared to the Bren 2Ms or some of the other counterparts you may see. I cannot wait for the Bren 2 to come out in a 7.62x51 so that it's everywhere and we can get it, because I think that will truly be a scar killer. I am a huge proponent and a huge fan of the Bren 2. Now guys, I'd like to ask that if you enjoy the content here on the Prescott Caliber Club channel, please share our videos to your social media pages, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell icon. That'll help keep you up to date with everything we have going on right here at the Prescott Caliber Club. Alright guys, so now let's talk a little bit about the gun itself. From front to back, tip to butt, right? First thing we've got here, of course, is our OSS can. This thing's super cool. I picked it up, I got it on sale on a really good deal, and it was a perfect fit for this gun. The handguards, again, on the Bren 2S model are not modular, so they're just solid. Kansas City, Missouri was the import, and this is one of the new stocks that they have for the guns. Aim point optic, pretty cool, non-reciprocating charging handle. Flip-up sights, I actually really like their irons. Adjustable gas system. Semi-auto 7.62x39. This thing is extremely accurate, and really the recoil impulse and everything on it is pretty amazing. Bolt hold open. Gonna have to go load up a magazine here, but this again is very much one of the nicest production firearms on the market right now, guaranteed. I have a few thousand rounds through this setup right here already. And what I really like about the OSS cans, of course, is the fact that there's low to no back pressure on them, which means it takes all the beating off of the firearm, which I thought was essential for this gun especially. Now, I got this one and I got it set up. You can tell the difference between the Bren 2S and the Bren 2Ms basically by the handguard. The new MS has kind of a more modular handguard that comes in a number of different lengths. The 2S does not come that way, and this sucker gets hot. You need to have some kind of plastic forend put on here, whether that's inserts, M-lock inserts, or whatever, because the front end of this gun does get pretty hot. This has to be one of the coolest 5.56, 7.62 by 39 style rifles, you know, something that would compare with either like the AK or the AR-15. This thing is absolutely amazing, and like I said, I've got about 3,000, I would say about 3,000 rounds through the setup just as it is here. Again, this is the CZ Bren 2S. This is chambered in 7.62 by 39, and we have the OSS can, an aim point optic. Take a few more plinks here. We're shooting about 100 yards, a little over 100 maybe. And I mean, I don't even have ears on for those shots. That thing is pretty darn quiet. Now, the other thing that's really cool about the Bren 2 is the non-reciprocating charging handle. I have a Bren 805. Let me grab that really quick. And I just brought the Bren 805 out as a comparison gun for today's video, but you could see the difference in these two firearms. Size-wise, this is a lot heavier. But one of the biggest differences is the charging handle right up here. The Bren 805, this gun, has a reciprocating charging handle, meaning every time you fire the weapon, this is going to cycle. If you have your hand in the way, it's going to hit it. This charging handle does not do that. And so that was a big upgrade from the 805 right here to the Bren 2. However, it is much lighter. It is much more modular, especially in the Bren 2Ms configuration, the one that came into the United States, because you can take your forend and get that modded up a little bit. Now guys, another nice thing about the Bren 2 is how easy it is to field strip it. So first things first, magazine out, make sure you're safe. You're going to take your pin out here, first one. That takes the whole lower off. That gives you access to your trigger components and all of that. Next, on the back end, pull this down. That will remove the stock, buffer spring, all of that stuff. I mean, your spring, your recoil spring. And then, of course, your bolt carrier will come out. And that is completely field stripped. This is also where you could swap the handle over to ambi. Reassembly, that goes in. This piece goes straight in. Now make sure you have this inserted into the right end of the hole here, because you can beat that plastic up. I have done it and created some damage in the past. That goes in. Next up, you're going to do the stock. That slides right in here. This needs to be finagled a little. There it goes. Then your lower, your mag, and you are now reassembled. Field stripping is that easy. Very, very cool firearm. This is made in the Czech Republic. From what I understand from the rumors, which are pretty solid rumors from a pretty reputable source, these were the original military barrels, and that is going to be also a key piece to the collectability of these later on. These came out of the factory, intended to go to some countries' military, potentially maybe even the French GIGN. That was the 7.62 by 39. We're kind of looking maybe that order. That was around the same time and it didn't fully get filled. Something like that. This has the military barrel. Again, CZ Bren 2S. Let's take a few shots. Now guys, the controls on the Bren 2 are very, very familiar. This is your mag release. There is also an ambi mag release here. You have your slide release here. And then as an ambi slide release, right here, you press down. safety is ambi on both sides as well, which is very, very cool. So everything except for the charging handle is ambidextrous on the weapon, but the charging handle can be swapped to this side if that's how you choose to have it. This truly is probably one of the nicest production rifles on the market today. The cost of this is relatively, you know, near half the price of a SCAR, and I think this is everything that the SCAR is. So now guys, one big question that gets asked all the time are magazines. On the 7.62 by 39, they did go ahead and use proprietary magazines, and some people really did not like that idea. I personally don't have a problem with it as long as the magazines work well. Sure, there are cheaper options, but this magazine actually is really, really nice. However, it is proprietary. Some of the other things I wanted to show you, it does have a folding stock mechanism. The weapon can be fired from the folded position as well. The stock is fully adjustable for length of pull. Like I said, there are iron sights on it. Those are very nice irons. We have the aim point, Comp M5 on this setup. And then you do have your adjustable gas block here. And of course, our OSS can. So let's take a few more shots with this gun. This is not a rock and lock, which is part of the proprietary design. They are a straight fit mag. Dump, just like normal. There it is, 30 rounds, smoking. Very, very cool. 30 rounds of 7.62 by 39 downrange. Now guys, one thing that I also love about this gun that I tell everybody is to run the action. And this is so smooth, it's like it's on ball bearings. And I'm talking SCAR type quality here out of this firearm, and that's why I am such a big proponent of the CZ. Now of course CZ makes absolutely amazing kick-ass products, rifles, pistols, all of it, but there's something about the Bren 2 that I just love. And again, this is the Bren 2S model, which in the long run will be more collectible. I have one that I did a full conversion from a 5.56 pistol into a Czech military clone rifle, as well as a set of consecutive serial numbers. Very, very cool, but that's it. So guys, if you enjoy the content here, please head on over to our website to help support the channel. We have a bunch of swag, all kinds of cool stuff over there at PrescottCalClub.com. But I don't have anything else for you guys today, so I just hope that each and every one of you stays safe. And as always, don't forget to keep prepping.